Hi, my name is Mateo. I am 17 years old. I live in a small mountain town by a river. This is my story. It is about water. It is about wood and rope. It is about grief. It is about the hands that build again. A year ago, a flood came fast. Rain fell for 3 days. The river left its bed and ran through our streets. It took chairs and chickens and shoes. It took my father, too. He was a carpenter. He went to help our neighbor tie their door. A wall of water turned the corner. It lifted him, and then he was gone. People searched with flashlights and sticks. They called his name. They found broken boards in a red bucket. They did not find him. I waited on the hill and watched the river roar. My mother held my shoulders. She said, "Mateo, breathe." Air came in pieces. After the flood, our town was different. Houses had mud on their walls. Cars looked tired. The footbridge at the bend was damaged. One rope snapped. Boards were missing like teeth. A crooked sign said, "Be careful." We stopped crossing at all. But school is on the other side. The clinic is on the other side. My father's shop was on this side. We kept the door closed. We kept the tools where he left them. We kept the calendar on the month of the flood. I started taking the long road to school. It added 40 minutes every morning. In my head, I counted boards. I thought about the bridge. If the bridge was repaired, the walk would be 10 minutes. 10 minutes is a song. One evening, I stood by the damaged bridge. The river had calmed. The broken rope touched the water and drew a line. I heard a footstep behind me. It was Don Luis, the oldest carpenter in town. He had worked with my father many times. He looked at the bridge and said, "Your father hated loose boards." Then he said, "We can fix this." I said, "With who?" He said, "With everyone." On Saturday, he called a meeting in the schoolyard. People came with hats and buckets. Some came with children. Don Luis stood on a bench. He said, "The bridge is not just wood. It is our road to each other. The town will give us some boards. The rest we must find. Who will help?" Hands went up. Mine too. After the meeting, Don Luis gave me a list. It said rope, planks, nails, tar, brushes. It also said patience. We began the next morning. First, we cleared the path. Grass had grown tall. Children carried branches to a pile and made a game of it. Then we tested the old posts. Some were strong, some were soft. Don Luis tapped them with a hammer and listened. He said, "This one stays." He said, "This one goes." I carried boards from the truck to the riverbank. Each board pressed into my shoulder like a memory. I could smell my father's shop. We tied a safety rope from tree to tree. We wore old life jackets from the clinic. We stepped on to the first good board like it was a boat. The river talked low and cold under our feet. My knees shook at first. Then they learned a rhythm. Step, breathe. Step, breathe.
I learned to drill pilot holes so the wood would not crack. I learned to tie a clothes hitch and a bowline. My hands became hard. When the sun was high, we rested in the shade. Rosa brought bread with sugar on top. She said, "Eat, builders." News spread. People who had not spoken since the flood spoke again. They met on the path with buckets and rope. A teacher brought paint. She said her students chose the color, river green. We kept the old sign, "Be careful." We added a new one, "Be brave." Not every day was good. A storm arrived early. Wind pushed the bridge. A log hit the lower posts and made a deep sound. We checked the knots. We went home wet and quiet. Another day, a delivery was late. We ran out of nails at noon. We searched every drawer in my father's shop. We found 3 small boxes under a rag. Little by little, a project moves forward with small saves. We built a simple frame on the far end where the bank had washed away. We filled it with stones from the river. We laid a bed of sand and placed the first plank like a first step for a child. Children clapped. Old men nodded. At night, I could not sleep. I kept seeing boards and ropes and water. Sometimes I heard my father's voice, like a radio in another room. He said, "Measure twice." He said, "Keep your fingers." On the 10th day, we replaced the main rope. It was thick and new. We tied it to the anchor posts with knots that Don Luis checked twice. We sang while we pulled. When we tied the end, the bridge rose a little, as if taking a breath. I walked to the middle and looked down. Water moved under me in a pattern the eye could not learn. It was the same river, and not the same. I put my hand on the new rope. I whispered, "Thank you." A boy named Nico asked if he could help. He had small hands and big eyes. He said, "My father is afraid of bridges." I said, "Mine used to build them." He said, "I want to carry a board." We walked together, and the board was lighter. We decided to add side rails so children and elders would feel safe. We ran a second rope and then a third at different heights. We sanded the splinters and brushed the dust away. We painted the rails river green. The color looked like shade on water. By the 3rd week, the bridge could carry us, but we were not finished. We still needed to add the last 9 planks. We still needed to seal the wood. Don Luis said, "We will not rush the last steps. The last steps hold all the others." That evening, I went to my father's shop alone. I opened the door and let the smell roll out. On the workbench lay his square, his pencil, his small notebook. I opened the notebook. There were lists of wood lengths and drawings of joints. On one page he had written, "Leave things stronger than you found them." I slept with my head on my crossed arms. I woke before dawn. I took the square and the pencil and the notebook and put them in my bag. I walked to the bridge. We worked in silence for a while. Saws whispered, hammers spoke in short words. When the sun reached the high branch on the sycamore, Don Luis said, "Break." In the afternoon, we set the last plank. Don Luis handed me the drill. He said, "Do it." My hands did not shake. I drilled the pilot holes. I drove the screws. People clapped. We brushed on the sealant. By evening, the bridge shone. We roped it off so it could dry. We put up a sign, "Opening tomorrow at 4." That night, the town felt like a chest before a breath. Everyone moved a little faster. Children asked, "Can we run?" Mothers said, "No, you will walk and you will hold hands." I could not sleep, but for a different reason. I was excited and scared and proud. I looked at my father's notebook. I read the line again, "Leave things stronger than you found them." The next day, I swept the path. I tied blue cloth on the rails like little flags. Rosa brought a cake shaped like a bridge. The teacher brought paper cups and juice. The old men wore clean shirts. Don Luis wore his hat with the feather. At 4, the councilwoman stood on the first plank. She thanked the volunteers. Then she said, "Mateo would like to say something." I did not know I would speak. My mouth went dry. I touched the rail, and I said, "My father taught me to hold wood like it is alive. He taught me to spare my fingers. He is not here to walk this bridge today, but this bridge is something he would love. We built it together, not only with hands, with names, with the way we waited for each other." I held up his square and pencil. I said, "He left these. We used them. Now the bridge is strong. Now the way to each other is shorter again. Thank you." People were quiet. Then they clapped. Some cried. Some laughed. Rosa cut the cake. The pastor said a short blessing. Then Don Luis took the rope off the entrance. He nodded at me. I took my mother's hand. We stepped onto the bridge together. The boards did not creak. They hummed low. We walked to the middle and stopped. The river moved under us. On the far bank, a dog barked and wagged. Children walked in pairs. Old people moved slow and sure. Nico held the rail with one hand and his father's hand with the other. He looked at me and smiled and did not look down. When everyone had crossed, we crossed back. The bridge looked already older, in a good way. It had met feet, voices, the weight of a small town. At sunset, we tied a small wooden sign to the rail. It said, "The bridge." Under it, in small letters, we carved, "Leave things stronger than you found them." Days became weeks. We swept the bridge on Saturdays. We checked the knots after storms. We added a lantern on each end. I learned how to replace a plank. I taught Nico to tie a bowline. He could do it with his eyes closed. The bridge changed the town. The market felt near again. The clinic felt near again. School was 10 minutes again. The long road grew quiet. I began to work in my father's shop after school. I repaired chairs. I planed rough edges of tables. I made a birdhouse and gave it to Don Luis. He hung it by his porch. One afternoon, I took my father's notebook to the middle of the bridge. I set it on the rail and opened to a blank page. I wrote, "Today the water is low, and the wind is gentle." I wrote, "Today a girl balanced an apple on her head and made the town laugh." I wrote, "Today a man who had not crossed in a year crossed, and his hands stopped shaking." I wrote, "Today the bridge is not new anymore. It is ours." I closed the notebook and looked upriver. Clouds moved like slow boats. Swallows turned above the surface. On the bank, two boys argued about who could skip a stone farther. A dog slept in the shade. I thought about grief. I thought about wood. I thought about how both can break and how both can bend. I thought about the first day at the damaged bridge when I felt alone. I was not alone. I was just early. Now when people ask me what the bridge is made of, I do not say wood and rope. I say it is made of Saturdays and jokes and sweat.
I lean on the rail and listen to the water say its endless sentence. I tell my father about the day. I tell him the bridge held. I tell him I am trying to leave things stronger than I found them. The stars look like holes in a dark roof. The bridge does not end grief. It does not end floods, but it shortens distances. It is a simple thing. It is also a lucky thing. A person can be both broken and useful. A town can be both sad and strong. A rope can be both rough and kind. My name is Mateo. I am 17 years old. I live in a small mountain town by a river. This is my story. It is about water. It is about wood and rope. It is about grief. It is about the hands that build again. And when I cross the bridge in the morning, and when I cross it in the late blue light, I feel the board under my feet say a small word, stay. And I answer with my step, here.
If you enjoyed this lesson, click here for another learning video.